Hello everyone. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day. I am really looking forward to just sitting down and playing with some makeup today. I have a whole bunch, more than this, of sample cards that I have been just, I don't know, ignoring. And a lot of them are things that I do actually want to try. So I thought today I could try and use as many of these sample cards as possible. I don't have enough to do a full face. I'll just fill in with other things here and there, but I'm really looking forward to trying some of these things. I have the Armani foundation. I have the Makeup Forever powder foundation. I have some Westman Atelier stuff. I'm really excited to try that stuff. Today is one of those mornings where, it's just one of those mornings. I had to take a bunch of Advil so I could feel better. I'm just kind of hoping to perk myself up a little bit with playing with some makeup. Today is tea of the day. I have a big old mug of Earl Grey. Okay, so I have some decisions to make about which foundation I want to use. I do have the Armani foundation, the Luminous Silk. I'm really tempted to use this one today, but I'll just quick show you what other things I have here. I have the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. I have the Bodyography foundation, which I had no idea they had a foundation. I've got several samples of that. I have the LYS Serum Foundation. Ooh, the Lisa Eldridge. I really want to try this one too. And the classic Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I have never tried. Of those, I do think I'm going to try the Armani. Ooh, I realized I actually do have a foundation primer to use, so I guess I'll do that first from Bodyography. So I have an option between the hydrating one and the clear one. For what I understand, the Armani foundation is more luminous, so I think I'll just do the clear one, although I don't know what clear means. Oh, it has retinol in it. Okay, so it is like an actual acne clearing product. Oh, and it has tea tree in it. Holy cow, this has a lot of botanical stuff in it, but I do not see any niacinamide, so I'm going to proceed cautiously. Wow, this stuff sounds intense. Yeah, it is like a clear gel, and I'm just gonna do this, I suppose. Oh yeah, I can smell the tea tree oil. Does feel like it's got silicones in it, which I'm not against primers with silicones. Sometimes they can give an incredibly beautiful finish. Okay, let's pull out this Armani Luminous Silk Foundation cards. So these little cards, I have two cards, but they have the same shades in them. So it has 2, 5.5, 9, and 14. None of those look like they'll be perfect shades for me. I'm probably gonna go for 5.5. I might have to mix these two together. I don't wanna look too crazy today. I do have some important errands to run. So I'm not gonna be going too wild with the makeup. Okay, so that's shade 5.5, which is way too dark for me. That's shade 2, which is a little too light. So, but shade 2 is definitely a lot closer to me than this one. So I'm going to take an itty bitty bit of 5 and mix it into shade 2 here. I forgot something to wipe off my face. I'll be right back. And then I'm just gonna kind of dot that around. I really don't know how much to use, what to expect. I definitely didn't get enough. I'm gonna have to mix up some more here. It's very thin, very serum-y. And now I have way too much. Isn't that the way it works though? Oh, I forgot. I was gonna try part of my face with a brush. Maybe I'll do that on my forehead. This is just the Believe Beauty foundation brush. I'm just gonna kind of stamp it. My husband just started up his chainsaw. Classic. Bring it down my neck a little bit. Okay, so as far as how that is looking, actually, it's very pretty. I am determined to not get sucked into buying this foundation, but I gotta admit, it's sitting nice and close to my skin. It does look really, really pretty. Dang it. When it comes to these expensive foundations and things, it's always a relief to be like, no, it's not worth it. And then when you try something on that's actually quite nice, it's like, oh, I guess I see. And on me, it's not very luminous, but at the moment my skin is more dry than normal. Way too much of that foundation. I hate to waste it, but I'm gonna have to wipe it off. So I thought I had a concealer to try, and I must have gone through my samples and gotten rid of it. That's annoying. So I'll just use one that I have. I'll just use my e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. I love this e.l.f. concealer so much, and I keep getting kind of scared that they're going to discontinue it. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but no, I love it so much. I hope it stays around for a long time. I like it because it's so thin and completely weightless, and yet it does brighten the under eye. It's definitely not for covering intense dark circles or anything, but I don't get super dark circles under my eyes, but I could definitely can use the brightening sometimes. So, oh, that's so pretty. It's like not makeup-y in the slightest. Holy cow, I'm continuing to look at this foundation. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Looking at this foundation, I think I can see why women with mature skin really like this foundation. It is very thin. It does not look makeup-y. I feel like it made my pores look smaller. What is even happening? Guess I'll see how it wears today, but at the moment, man, it's really trying its hardest to make me fall in love with it. Okay, let's do eyebrows. I don't have an eyebrow sample product, so I'm just gonna use my e.l.f. Wow Brow. I use the shade Neutral Brown. Wow, I don't know if I could have possibly been more messy when putting it in this brown. I got it everywhere. Just got a call from my husband, and he needs me to help him with something. So I'm gonna have to pause filming. Hopefully it's not too long before I make it back. So I'm just gonna finish my brows and then I'll be taking a little break and seeing you guys soon here. Okay, I'm back. It has been about 2 hours. I was just inspecting my foundation a little bit. It's looking pretty nice. I do have a little bit of dryness showing through. I don't know if it's because of the primer or if my skin was just very dry this morning. But aside from a little bit dryness showing through from like healing acne spots and stuff, my skin actually looks really, really nice. This is a really nice foundation. But I figured finally I can get back into trying out some of these things. So next I want to try out this Make It Forever Matte Velvet powder foundation. I've been wanting to try this anyway, but they recently reformulated it, and this sample is of the new one. So I won't be able to actually, obviously try it as a foundation today, but I thought maybe I could just do a little bit of powdering with it and see how I like that. So there's only one shade here that could work for me, and this is the shade 1Y08. And I was gonna use my big fluffy brush from Sydney Grace, pick up a bit of powder, and just see how that looks around my nose. I mean, it looks nice. Yeah, you can see the difference. I mean, I don't think this foundation needed to be powdered. I was just really curious to see what that would look like. It definitely did some blurring, added a little bit of coverage. Really look forward to trying that out by itself. Okay, so now for the product that I was most excited to try, and it's this one from Westman Atelier. So this little blister packet here has Biscuit in their contour stick, their shade Lit in their like highlighter stick, and the shade Petal, which is their very famous and popular cream blush. So let's start with Biscuit. I'm honestly not sure how I want to apply this because it's such a tiny little thingy. Suppose I'll melt it a little bit with my finger. Oh, it's a nice color. Yeah, that's nice. And I'm just gonna kind of dot it. I normally wouldn't really do it this way, but this stuff has a large following of fans. I'm just going to use that same Believe Beauty foundation brush that I used to blend that in. Oh my, that's delightful. It blends like a dream. The shade is really nice too. It is not too warm. Wow. This is not good. Trying all this very expensive samples. I'm going to add just a little bit more. I thought that was so nice. Yeah, I really am enjoying how that blends. It is not stiff at all. Wow. What a delight. Okay, now I want to try the blush in Petal, which the shade looks fine, nothing spectacular, but I'm ready to be blown away by this because people have raved about it for so long. I mean, it's very pretty. Blends beautifully, exactly what I would have expected. It's not at all sticky, like really nice and emollient when you apply it, but it's not a thick sticky blush. It has a thin texture. I've been trying not to bring my blush too far down this way. For the longest time, I couldn't figure out why my makeup was making me look old lately. Like I just haven't been liking it lately. And I watched a really interesting video from Alexandra Anel, I think her name is. And she did a video talking about the placement of blush and how with certain face shapes, if you bring it down too far here, which is very popular right now, how it can accentuate smile lines if you are older. And I was like, oh, maybe that's why I haven't been liking my blush lately. Maybe I've been making myself look old. So I've been keeping it like here and up, and I do think I have been liking it better. No surprise that was lovely. Now let's try the highlighter. Again, this is the shade Lit, which it really just kind of looks clear. Like, I'm assuming it's just more than Vaseline. I mean, it's thinner than Vaseline. It definitely gives that dewy skincare look, but with even less pigment than, say, the Merit one. This one doesn't have any pigment. It's just dewy. As pretty as this is, I don't think I'm as excited about that in comparison to the other products. Very pretty though. All right, well that was delightful. Let's move on to eyes, and this is obviously not a sample size, but it is something new in my collection I haven't tried out yet. So this is the Side by Side palette from Nabla, very popular neutral palette, and I have tried their singles before, but never one of their palettes. And so I finally decided to try this. What should I do today? I'm thinking I might lean toward using this trio of shades right here. And I haven't tried any mattes from them before, so I'm going to start off with this shade called Bonjour. I'm interested to see what their formula is like. Maybe a little powdery, which is fine. Most of my favorite eyeshadow formulas are powdery. Oh, I forgot to put on eyeshadow primer. Shoot. Oh well, I will test out this palette and see how it acts without eyeshadow primer. Decent amount of pigment. Okay, now I'm gonna take Burnt Sienna and just kind of tap that on the outer part of my eyelid. Nothing too intense, just a little bit of difference there from the shade that actually went through my crease. Blend that all together a little bit. Okay, now I want to try this shade called Body and Soul, which it looks like it's just a twinkly shade, which I have tried this type of formula from Nabla before, and this is always very pretty. Get closer so maybe you can see a little better, see the twinkles? Lovely. Blend that a little bit more. I'm going to take the white shade down here called Rarity to help me make sure the edges of this are nice and blended. I was thinking about adding eyeliner, but I actually want to keep it very kind of just low-key today. So let's go straight to mascara. I'm going to use the Honest Beauty mascara. This is the Extreme Length mascara with lash primer, and I just did a short on this. Okay, then let the primer dry for at least 30 seconds on each side before going in with the mascara. All right, boom. I think that looks great. I'm gonna leave my lower lashes bare today. For lips, let's keep it simple. I'm just gonna use my lipstick from Bobbi Brown. This is the Crush lip color in the shade Sazan Nude. Which on me, it's like a peachy nude. Goes very well with my shirt and my eyeshadow. All right, I had so much fun trying out all this stuff. I'm gonna fluff my hair, I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have the final look, trying out some samples and other things from my collection. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I feel like it's a really pretty everyday look. I really, really like the Westman Atelier stuff. I had a feeling that would happen. I just had a feeling from all the reviews I've seen that their stuff is right up my alley. So I do think that I could skip out on the highlighter, as pretty as it is. I mean, I really, really like it, but I have stuff that's very similar to it already. But both the bronzer and the blush were just, you know, so melty, so pretty, so blendy. The foundation from Armani was also very surprising to me. It's quite lovely, even with some of my dry patches showing through. It's interesting how, I mean, you can only see them if you get up really, really close to my skin. Otherwise, just looking at my skin, it just looks like I have nice skin. It's beautiful. If you've tried any of these products, let me know down below what you think of them. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. This was a fun little therapeutic exercise for me today. So again, thank you so much for hanging out with me and for watching. I'll see you again very soon in the next one. Bye.